All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Glenn Stearns, and welcome to Facebook Live with Discovery. Now, I am excited to share some big news with you, but first, for those of you that don't know me, I was on a little show called Undercover Billionaire here on Discovery, and this aired last summer, okay? So if you haven't seen the show, please watch it. It was on, right now it's on Discovery Go, okay? So, but I have a big announcement to share with you, huge announcement. We thought that we'd try something new here on Discovery and do the Facebook Live interview with all of you and talk about what's coming up on Undercover Billionaire. And later, we're going to have 3 guests that we'd like to kind of introduce to you and to the world as we go live. So we will not let you down, trust me, because this show is not over. We had a lot of people that really, really enjoyed the show. And as you may know, if you watched it, then you know that we did a reunion show back in the summer. And basically, people wanted more, which is really nice. And I felt a real good compliment on all the hard work and crazy stuff that went on. So I decided I'd stick around, and stay in Erie where the show was filmed. Now listen, I am a businessman, okay? I am not an actor. I'm not somebody that does this for a living. I just believed that the American dream was alive, and I wanted to prove that. Fortunately, my business, has always been something that has done pretty well. And so for years, I was thinking about this idea of what if you could go back in time? What if you could go and do it all over again? Could I do it? What would happen? Was it luck? So, of course, the amazing people at Discovery picked up the concept. And they said, hey, why don't we develop this? And why don't you put your money where your mouth is, Glenn? So I did. So I was dropped off in Erie, Pennsylvania, of all places. And was, placed there with $100. They gave me an old beat-up pickup truck, a cell phone. I didn't have any contacts at all. Basically no other resources. And then I was challenged to build $1 million business in just 90 days. Could I do it? Well, if you saw the show, then you'll know that this was about team building, right? It was about creating a concept and then going out and trying to build the business. I actually did it, and it was called Underdog Barbecue, which through the whole kobit, shabil, and everything else, it's still there today and doing pretty good in a tough time for businesses that are restaurants and a lot of other businesses. Well, when I was back there, not only was Underdog struggling because of COVID, but so was so many other businesses. And I'll tell you, I fell in love with Erie. The people of Erie are wonderful. So I thought, well, why not, stay and try to make something, So I ended up sticking around and figuring out whether I could actually pull this off. And I gathered other businesses, and wouldn't you know it, we have a new business and a new company and a new show called Undercover Billionaire Comeback City, okay? So this is about 6 different businesses that I'll go out and get to know them, meet them, and try to see if I can help them. So the average small business has 27 days of cash flow left. Well, I was challenged to see if I could help revive these businesses, right? And what we did is we gave them 27 days. Get your act together. With their hard work, with their sweat equity, and a little bit of my, brain power, could we do it? Could we elevate them? Could we elevate the city? And it was absolute, true reality television, let me tell you. Well, the second big announcement that I have for you guys is that on the same night, okay, which is January 6th, 2021, there will be also a new Undercover Billionaire Season 2. That's right. Only this time, there will be 3 different entrepreneurs, okay? Who in the world is crazy enough to do this? I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Well, these 3 people, these entrepreneurs, they did. And trust me, it is going to be an amazing, amazing, crazy adventure. So why don't we take a look and let you guys see what it's like and do this little sneak preview.
I'm Grant Cardone, and I make money. I make a lot of money.
I'm Elaine Colati, and I'm 100% a badass. I'm Monique Eidlet. I'm definitely not afraid of adversity. I think my whole life has been adversity.
Okay, it makes you weak.
To start over, it's terrifying for most people. I don't have that gene.
I'm about to do something that is like beyond terrifying.
To $1 million business in 90 days.
Saying goodbye to the fancy life.
We are not in Kansas anymore. I don't have enough gas to get home.
I feel so much out of my element right now.
It's hard when you got money. It's impossible when you don't.
Find great people that you can surround yourself with.
Yes.
Everything you think you know about achieving the American dream is wrong.
No, it's not. No.
Cool. There it is. Exciting. Well, everybody, I want you to meet Elaine Colletti, okay? Colatti, I'm sorry. Pina Colatti, the powerhouse real estate developer, builder, interior designer, and she's here to help fight homelessness. Elaine, how are you?
Oh my God, I'm excited. Totally.
All right, perfect. Next, let's meet Grant Cardone, real estate mogul, founder of the 10X movement. He made his first $1 million at age 30. Not too bad, Grant. How are you doing?
Glenn, I'm always better when I'm with you. You inspired me to do the dumbest, most painful thing in my entire life. So thank you.
I love it. I love the calls we had, Grant. Next, let's meet Monique Eidlet. She is the founder and CEO of a technology company called Rain Ventures. She invests in young entrepreneurs and seeks to empower women and people of color. So, Monique, how are you doing?
I am super excited to be here and definitely grateful that that experience is over.
Oh, I share your pain. I love it. So first, why don't we stick with you, Monique, okay? Now, you were raised by a single mother, right? You had been on welfare yourself, and then you find yourself founding Mosley Music Group. You were the youngest exec at USA Today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I mean, I grew up in New Jersey, in North Jersey, to a single mother in low-income housing. And it was interesting as I grew up, definitely never had the concept of we were without, because we had lots of love, lots of support. So didn't understand classism until I kind of went off to college and did understand that there were some differences. But based on the biases, it has always intrigued me why people based on zip codes were assuming that people like myself had horrible lifestyles or were overwhelmed with their lifestyles. The reality is that we're big dreamers, we work hard, and just because you live in a certain zip code should not define what your future is. And that is what this journey was about for me.
Amen. Amen. All right. Grant, now you've overcome a lot of adversity. We got to know each other through this process pretty well. And obviously you had struggled with, and then really successful. I mean, I see you everywhere I go now. My God, I can't help it. It's FaceTime, it's Facebook, it's Instagram. I can't get away from you, okay? You're an international bestseller, motivational speaker. You've got real estate deals over $1.2 billion. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your story kind of coming up?
Well, I got $2.2 billion worth of real estate, so please don't cut me about $1 billion in our first live call. You're killing me. Look, a single mother. I was in the wrong zip code. Like, I spent too much time in the educational system. It was laborious for me, and I probably was meant to be out selling, pushing, Glenn Sterning, undercover billionaire. And my whole life, I've just kind of felt like I've been held down, and by the system, right? By traditional ideas. And so, look, when I saw you do it, bro, I only did this because I'm crazy.
You're competitive.
And I know these two ladies are insane. Okay, I'm telling you guys, like nobody does this. If anybody ever asks you, Discovery comes, knocks on, calls you up, we want you to be on Undercover Billionaire. Run as fast as you can. Do not do it. Do not take money for it. If they offer you $10 million, it's not worth it. This was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, including starting from nothing as a kid and getting to where I'm at today. This 90 days was the single hardest, most painful thing I've ever done in my life.
And I knew what you were getting into, and I loved it. I loved Al. You were so excited. Oh, it was great. Oh my gosh. Now, Elaine, we're gonna move on. All right. You've had an entrepreneur streak. I mean, from a very early age, right? You started your first business when you were 14, doing shoe shining. You're in the real estate development business, which is pretty male-dominated business, and you've had over $1 billion. I hope I'm right on that. $1 billion of real estate deals yourself. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your story?
Well, first of all, I'm definitely the underdog in the $1 billion department. I'm yet to see $1 billion one day, but I'm definitely a high earner. I'm a high earner and a hard worker. I would suggest this to any one of my friends that is also a high earner and a hard worker. I think that there is something really rewarding about having to do it over because it's a reminder of how hard it was the first time, the second time, and the third time. And my biggest lesson and my biggest takeaway was it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down, you can always get back up again. And I think that coming to the town that I came to and working with the people that I worked with was really long overdue in my big life. I needed it. I needed to be knocked down and do it over again, just to prove to myself, but also to show my family and show my friends that we are so blessed, and we're so blessed. And if you can't get down in the dirt and you can't get down and show everybody how to do it, I dare you.
So,
I dare you.
I dare them as well, because to your point, what this show was able to do is humble us, right? You would go out and it's really easy to have money and be able to talk about all this stuff that you do. You're a great philanthropist, you do all this stuff. What about the people that don't have money? And it's hard, right? And so to get back there and gonna go back and be reminded, it's a place to really remember where you came from, and hopefully be able to show people that rich people, that doesn't just mean they're jerks, a lot of times. So I want to talk to you, Grant, about something. You just said that the hardest thing that you ever did in your life was this, right? What made it so? Without giving away a lot, right? But what made it so tough?
Yeah, so probably the most difficult thing is you have comfort waiting for you. The disadvantage was I had an out. Like when you're down and out, like when you're bottomed out, at 23 years old, I was bottomed out. I had no money. I was physically dying. Like my body was dying. I had a terrible, terrible drug addiction. I had lost any kind of reputation. No one trusted me. I didn't trust me. But fast forward to where, now I have credibility. Now I got some books. Now I got some money. Now I got some real estate. I got a wife and 2 kids that love me. It's different. Acting like you have nothing.
Purpose.
I had purpose. Yeah. And I have. I'm going through COVID. I get tested positive. Like this thing got crazy. It got insane. Like everybody, I'm sure, had their own challenges on what happens to you. But when you go from having comfort and money and options, and then the next day you're down to $100, and you're sitting there and it's 23 degrees and you don't have any heat and no place to piss.
It gets real. It gets real quick. Absolutely.
What did I just do here? And by the way, Glenn, when I watch you, I'm like, I ain't sleeping in a truck. And I'll do anything, but that was just stupid to sleep in a truck.
Well, good. I like what you did, okay?
But you'll get a chance to see what I did, man. Get your Discovery membership.
Perfect. So last question, really quick for you, okay? Was there a moment, because there was with me, when I was sitting there in the middle and went, why in the hell did I do this? And the whole world is going to watch me fail. Did that happen?
Yeah, every day. I called my wife every day and said, hey, you either got to talk me into staying on this thing or I'm coming home.
That's right.
And the second thing, the big fear for me was because I'm out in the public telling people how to be successful, selling books and programs on, big classes on how to be successful. My reputation was at stake here.
I get it.
Yeah.
Monique, all right, for this 90-day challenge, right? I mean, you ended up in an industry that was unfamiliar ground to you, right? And again, without revealing or giving that away, why did you do that? And what did you gain from that, you know?
It was important to me to stay true to who I am as a business person, which is a problem solver and a voice for the voiceless. And I didn't, even though this was the most ridiculous challenge, I also was thinking about who this would inspire. And in true authentic form, I wanted to create something that solved the problem, but that also would mirror maybe what an audience person would be going through in being afraid to start their own business for the first time. And so for me, it was about, yes, this was a challenge, but the other challenge was a personal challenge. Can I do something to make positive impact? And someone who would be viewing this, would they walk away feeling like, oh, but that's what you already do? I wanted to do something that I knew nothing about. And
right.
Yes, that's crazy. I told myself every day, what are you thinking?
Did
but
you
it was
also
a humbling experience, honestly.
did you also get to that point where you said you kind of lose your confidence a little bit, going, was it real the first time around? Did you get there?
I think that I didn't question was my success real or did I do something real, because it was super real for me because I know where I come from and I never forget that. What it was though is I was questioning everything about what I have been able to do so far, and could I be that voice for that community that now all of a sudden, because you can't do this without the community. Wherever you get popped off on, if they don't believe in this, you can't do this challenge. And so I didn't want to let them down. And so that was truly the only reason I started wanting to stay in it, was because it meant a lot to me for the community that embraced me.
That's right. Good stuff. Elaine, all right, so what part of your life experience, I mean, you go back and think, what made it so key in tackling this challenge for you? You know, I mean, was there anything unexpected that you found of, who you are, knowing who you are and going into this challenge?
Well, first of all, I've said it 100 times to my kids. I've never had a job. I've always been entrepreneurial minded, entrepreneurial spirited. And one of the things I've often said is, unless my brain falls out of my head, I'm going to land on my feet. Like, I don't really have a phobia about keeping a roof over my head because I can think my way out of things. And I think that the biggest challenge for me when I got where I was, I mean, obviously our world that we're living in today is incredibly challenging. But there are factors that I ran up against that are overwhelming for one person to solve. And I'm, like Monique, a big believer that we can solve even big problems one person at a time. And, there's lots of things that we could talk about that are really, in the forefront of my heart. And I encountered them in such an epic proportion, and I had to really kind of stay on my goal of getting my $1 million business off the ground and getting there in 90 days, and not be able to pour my time into these things that often, I spend my days on now, and to not get distracted on something that's really important to me, and to keep doing this thing for the community, to build sort of a model, a sandbox, if you will, a plug and play on how to be sustainable as a person just starting with nothing. That was kind of my, and then here we are, with all of this, the homelessness and the COVID and everything, and the fires, and God, Lord, everybody.
Crazy.
And I was up against it. But
I
never sought to leave.
Well, it's funny because
I never sought to leave. I don't know.
I got to be in the middle of this whole thing with you guys, right? I mean, I got to go through the journey with all three of you and check in on you and see how things were going. And again, without giving it away, I cannot wait for people out there to see Undercover Billionaire Season 2 and watch what you guys went through, because I could feel it. I completely understood exactly what you're going through. So I can't wait for the people to be able to watch this, because again, this is not about it starts out, and you were very competitive, everybody. Man, I want to beat Glenn, I want to beat his, but the reality was, after a little while, it got to be real, right? You get to really understand, and it's humility at its finest, right? And so I'm really, really excited for everybody to be able to go out and watch this show. But so now, why don't we kind of do something a little fun here with these three, with you guys, right? We're going to play a game, all right? And it's called This or That, all right? So it's rapid fire. You can't think. Just answer the questions, okay? This is just for the Facebook audience, just kind of to get to know you guys a little bit, all right? So we'll start with you, Elaine. Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
All right. Monique, toilet paper, over or under?
Over.
Grant, big truck or luxury car? I can't hear you. You're on mute.
And
You know what Grant does? He's out there typing to you two, and he's saying, "Hey, you look cute, and you look great," and he turns
yeah,
his mic off.
I'm chatting with Glenn saying,
I know you are. I'm watching you.
Okay, like that's me playful. So today I would have a truck because I'm on T-Boone Pickens ranch today.
There you go. I've been there. It's a great spot. Been to
What
that
amazing
exact ranch.
place.
All right, Elaine, naked and afraid or deadliest catch?
Deadliest catch.
Deadliest catch. Come on, I am going to get on Naked and Afraid, and I am going to negotiate the biggest buzz spot that's ever existed, okay? So
I like
trust
you
me,
too
all right?
much.
Monique, Aspen or Hawaii?
Hawaii.
Okay. Grant, penthouse or mansion?
Mansion.
I know where you live. All right. So Elaine, if you have to invest in one, is it going to be stocks or bonds?
Definitely bonds.
Oh, okay. Monique, Bitcoin or gold?
Coin.
Bitcoin. Come here, friend.
No tattoos.
No tattoos.
No tattoo.
No,
That-
I want a
that means
tattoo.
you bring in-
It's not over until it's over. Remember this guy from...
Hi, baby.
Hey, now, you guys, it never ends.
No tattoos.
They all three said to do pick all
I
three.
want one.
Tattoos.
Yeah. So
I want
listen,
one tattoo.
it doesn't
Now
end.
everyone wants one.
Exactly. Now they all want it.
Uh-huh.
All right. Let's end this thing. All right. Let's see. What do we got left? Do we got anything? We got Grant, early riser or burning the midnight oil?
Oh yeah, got to get up early, man.
Early, what is it? It's the word,
Early
right?
bird, early
All
bird.
right. Monique, real estate or the stock market? What are you going to invest in?
Real estate.
All right. All right. When to get things done, Elaine, how do you do that? Call or text?
Both.
Oh, there you go. With my answer. I love that answer.
Incessantly.
Good answer. All right, Grant, do you want more time or more money?
I probably want more time.
There you go. All right. All righty. Monique?
I didn't know you were a game show host though, man. You got so many gifts and talents. I see why Mandy's always smiling.
Super
Monique.
talented, right?
I'm kind of liking this, actually. You know? We'll do this what day is this? Every Thursday, okay? Monique, Stephen King or Dean Koontz?
Dean Koontz.
Dean Koontz, I bought his house the other day. What do you know?
What?
Did.
I'm coming
Grant,
over.
are you going to have a meal at home or are you going to go out?
I like eating at home. I'm a home guy.
And you are a homebody. I never would have thought
I'm a
of
home
that.
boy. I'll even cook it. I'll even cook it myself.
We will take our underdog barbecue. We're going to ship it to your house, okay?
Okay, I like
Got
that.
a guy here who knows something about that. All right, now, Elaine, are you going to fry your turkey or are you going to roast it?
I'm gonna smoke it. Roast it.
Smoke it. There you go. All right. Listen, I just want to say, hey, thank you all, okay? And let me tell you. So, thanks. All right. So, we cannot wait to see you guys on season 2. It's going to be a hoot, okay? So this is going to be wonderful, wonderful, wonderful TV. I know because, again, I've witnessed what you guys have gone through, and I get to hear all the pain, and I get to see and hear all the producers give me all the little inside stuff behind you guys. So I want to thank you, Monique, Elaine, Grant. Thank you guys all for joining us today. This is great.
Thank you,
And
Glenn.
RJ, thank you. All right.
Thank you for making it so comfortable and easy. I was a bit nervous. Thank you, Glenn.
No, this is easy.
Very
This is
easy.
fun. Listen,
Yeah,
we're all
thank you.
here. And you know what?
This is the hard part, Elaine.
Yeah. This is all about trying to see if we can help others, right? It's about, we all went out there. There's a lot of highs and lows in life. There's a lot of highs and lows in building a business. There's a lot, it's about getting back up. Elaine, you said it great. Get back off your butt and do it again. And don't forget that about the people around you, because they help you build what you build. So I hope that America is going to get to see this in its finest, because it is fantastic, not only television, but just life in itself, right? So remember, everybody, please check out discovery.com/undercover billionaire, okay? And catch Undercover Billionaire Season 2 and Undercover Billionaire Comeback City, January 6th, 2021. All right, we hope to see you guys there. And please, if you got a little machine, vote so we can get one of those little, whatever they're called, Emmys or something, I don't know. But anyway, thank you all, okay? Enjoy.
Woo!
Thank